What up though? Y'all already know what time it is. Your boy Joe T. And like I told y'all, we about to start vlogging. We about to start getting it in. I want to bring y'all a little bit more into my life. You know what I'm saying? My process, what it is that I do, how I do it. I don't know what it is that you want to do, but I do know this. If you're interested in social media, I'm about to give you the game, because I promise you, social media has not only changed my life, it's changed a lot of people's lives that I know personally. They really do this thing, and really, man, it's the great equalizer. Anybody could do it. The only reason why you not doing it, talking to you making excuses. Time, I'm shy, whatever the case may be. When the truth of the matter is, man, you can repost stuff and make money. It's free. But look, before I get into this though, I just want to say this. A lot of people ask me all the time, you know what I'm saying, what is it that keep me pushing? And it really all boiled down to choice. I mean, you got to think about it. I did 5 months and 5 days the first time I got locked up in juvie. Second time I did 10 months. Third time I did a year. Fourth time I went to prison, served a 10-year sentence, came home. Everybody still doing the same thing. I'm talking about same conversation, hanging in the same spots, talking about the same girl. Man, listen, I ain't had no time for that. So when I thought about it, it was either continue the cycle or do something different. And with the internet being available out here, I chose to do something different. I don't know what your choice is. It might not be to get back in trouble. Your choice may be continuing to be stagnant, continuing to procrastinate, continuing to not progress and have no kind of motion, continue to sit in what has become your norm, going to work, trying to save you some money, trying to get up and get what? The system is not, it's not lined up for you to get ahead. So if you just done gave in to this program of the American dream that some of us have been taught, go to school, get a good job, say, listen, that method is not working. Look at your people. Look at your people. It's no way you can't have, it's no way you getting to where you want to go in life and you don't have some kind of extra hustle, some extra going on. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, it's just out here. But look, you tuned in with your guy. We finna get it. First and foremost, it's your boy. Okay, so boom. So the first thing I want to do is, while I'm getting ready, is I want to take away your excuse. I came home in 2017. And when I say I came home to nothing, I mean literally I came home to nothing. No clothes. I didn't have no money. I didn't even really know where I was going to stay. True enough, you know what I'm saying? In the back of my mind, coming home from prison, I'm looking at it like I can go and stay with some family. But truth of the matter is, I didn't want to go and stay with no family. I really didn't even want to come home and stay with no woman. But coming home from prison, I don't get to make that kind of choice, because I met a lot of dudes in prison that made a lot of money. I made a lot of money. It was only a few that I know had houses built and could have came home to their own place. But me, I ain't see a lot of regular dudes who was getting regular kind of penitentiary money that was able to sustain themselves and come home to their own spot. And the system not gonna let you do that anyway. So somebody would have had to had a house in their name, which is a risk, because anytime something go left, you don't pay for something that somebody getting their feelings about, because maybe you don't want to fool with them no more, don't want to talk to them no more, or you realize, you know what, I did a lot of time, I want to come home and have a lot of freedom. Commercial break me, please. I'm gonna hit on something right there. See, a lot of people think dudes in the penitentiary, they call it jail talk or prison talk, and that's basically when you're saying a lot of stuff you don't mean. It's not necessarily that people who are incarcerated are not saying, are not meaning what they say. What happens is they come into a more of a realization when they're isolated, and you get to a different kind of healing point in your life. It's no different than somebody out here on the streets who realize you done been through a bunch of BS, bunch of relationships that really didn't make no sense, and then you take that time to yourself and you heal, and then you just in a whole different headspace. And when you talking to somebody, it's different, because you learned yourself. You know your pros and cons. You know what you don't want, you know what you do want. But coming home from prison, the thing is, even though you did a lot of healing, had a lot of time to yourself. When you come home into the world, you just realize sometimes I didn't give myself time. I didn't give myself time. They didn't say a bunch of stuff that they didn't mean. They just didn't realize they ain't give themselves time to come home and breathe. I've seen dudes come home and do it, and I've seen people, you know, some people are lying though. Some people are running game. Some of y'all getting game ran on you. But this is what I'm going with today. I got a Tupac shirt. And I got my ones. I've been having these for probably about a month. Just took them out the box this morning, laced them up. But I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna, yeah, y'all give me just a second. So this is my fit for the day. Like I was saying, I got these ones. Yeah, I got me some gray shorts. And then of course, like I said, the Tupac shirt. Let me get out y'all way real quick. I'm gonna put my clothes on. Cause I know some of y'all, man, listen, y'all a trip. But I done realized on this journey, man, as I'm going, you know, I get a lot of support. But what's the bittersweet thing about this journey is so many people support me that don't support themselves. Now, every now and then, I'll get a message from somebody and they'll ask, you know, for a sense of direction and something it is that they want to do. But very rarely do I get people who decide to stay consistent with actually trying to do something and better their situation or predicament. Most people who message me, I think they really just, sometimes they just want to holler at me and talk. It was just a moment to vent. It was just a moment to, you know, probably ask some questions or get something off their chest. I remember telling my best friend years ago, used to be my best friend anyway, we ain't friends no more, because she allowed somebody else to tell her something that I had supposed to have said, and it ended our friendship. Everything does have a season. But it made me go back and question and ask myself a lot of things. You know, that friendship was formed on lust in the first place. We thought we were going to talk to one another at one point and thought we were going to become a couple. Now, in my opinion, even once I decided to be friends, because I did tell her that I had a vision, that the Most High had told me that we were to be friends, and if we ever crossed that line, that it wouldn't be nothing. So I think there was a lot of hope that eventually that it would become something. Now, to be honest, what the person told her was somewhat true. And it wasn't malicious though. It wasn't that I was doing it because I was bad-mouthing the person that I was calling my best friend. This person was actually around when the person who is my best friend at the time called me, and I don't know what was going on in their life, but they were tapping into something that just didn't line up with where I was in my life. And in knowing that, I got off the phone and I was kind of frustrated, and I started by saying, like, I don't even understand why she would call and do that, knowing where I'm at in my life right now. And I just kind of started venting. And it wasn't that I was saying these things malicious. I was just saying how I was feeling at the time and why it just didn't make sense that that person would even do that. And I was saying it to a person who was very close to me at that time. And once I stepped on that person's toes, for whatever reason or whatever happened, they decided to make it sound like something that it wasn't. And who was my best friend at the time chose to run with that, and we haven't talked in almost 2 years. But going back to, I remember telling her that a lot of people are okay with living these moments in their mind. And when you have an idea and you calling me and you hit me up and you venting and you telling me about this idea that you have, all the things that you want to do, all the things that you want to overcome, all the people that you want to help, all the places that you're going to travel. I think a lot of people's problem is they live that moment as they're talking. But when it's time to do the work and actually make it become a reality, they don't do it. It could be a fear of failure. It could be several different things. It could be you think you're incompetent, or you're getting ready to do something that you've watched other people do, and when you watch how far along they are, you feel like you shouldn't even start. Uh, that's the only way you're going to, excuse me, get anything done. 1 second. If you think for 1 second that people just become successful overnight, or they didn't study or research something or someone that was already doing what they want to do, and they had perfected their craft, and eventually it just started to work, you're out of your mind. Because even with what I do, there's other people who's doing it. My mindset is I'll do it better. I'll learn. I'll pay homage to those who helped pave the way and, you know, gave me that motivation that I needed to do it. But I've never been the type of person that looked at something and said, it's too many people doing that, or it's going to take too long to build that. I understand it's going to take work, tedious, frustrating at times, but hey, I'd rather actually try to make it a reality and get the chance to live it versus constantly talking. Because it's people who 30, 40, 50, 60 years old talking about the things that they want to do, and what they're doing is they're just recreating, they're just reliving, getting their hopes up, letting their body feel that dopamine, that excitement of what it could look like and what it could be, and they never do it. I'm doing it. And I said all that to say this. When I started vlogging, first thing I understood was I'm doing something different. And in doing something different, I'm about to have to take my time to actually learn how to perfect it. I'm talking about the camera angles, sound, light, because I went and bought my own cameras. Because in doing what I've been doing, I realized I started feeling kind of boxed in. 1 second. A lot of y'all need to do this. I don't know if y'all do or not. What? And then my second time brushing my teeth today. I'm really doing this because it's a part of the vlog. So I'm making it look like it's a get ready for me in the morning when truth is matter. This is the second time brushing my teeth. Some of y'all need to brush your teeth more than twice. What? Look, check this out. Hit that tongue and hit them lips. And listen, and I ain't institutionalized when I say this, but penitentiary rules is in effect. It's a blessing to be able to even to just spit in the sink, you know what I'm saying? Let the water run, so you know what I'm saying? I ain't dirty, I'm a clean dude, you know what I'm saying? But penitentiary, you can't do that. You got to spit in the toilet. You got to spit in the toilet and plus that. Your sender, see you spit in that sink, gonna take it to disrespect. Like, what is you saying? Like, I gotta put my cup in there sometimes. But, you know, but anyway. But I understood, like, this is a whole new process, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna take time for me to learn it. You know, everything ain't gonna be the way I want it to be. It ain't gonna look how I want it to look. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning. But the thing is, you have to start somewhere. And that's what I realized with everything that I've done. I had to start somewhere. Most people don't see you on the mountain. They only see you on the climb. That's words of Andy Mineo. Y'all don't know who Andy Mineo is? He a gospel rapper, man. He one of the dudes I started listening to when I was trying to get away from listening to that rap music that was in, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm a little mature, you know what I'm saying? It's a little balanced, but yeah. You have to start. You can't keep saying what you gonna do when you gonna do it. You can't worry about the resources. You can't worry about the finances. You have to see what it is that you can do with the resources and the finances that you have right now, and start somewhere. Because I promise you, when you start, what's going to happen is you give your brain the opportunity to start asking how. And once your brain start asking how, I promise you, you're going to eat, sleep, and breathe what it is that you're trying to do. Because the minute I bought this equipment, now I don't believe in wasting money. The minute I bought this equipment, I said to myself, I'm going to learn how to do it, even though I don't know how to do it. So I put pressure on myself, because what I've been doing, I'm not feeling the pressure that I once felt that motivates me. And I didn't want to continue to do something that's putting me in a box. People are knowing me for storytelling, and to me, I'm way more than a storyteller. It's a great thing. It's opened the door for me. But when that door opens, you have to use that gift to start nurturing other things that you know that you are good at. And there are a lot of things that I feel that I'm good at. It's some things that I feel like I can become great at. And I'm saying that to you to say this. You can only become good or great at anything when you start. You haven't started. You're watching everybody do what it is that you want to do. Not only that, you have the access to at least go and learn what it is you want to do on YouTube. You ain't have to go to school. Go to school for what? Them folks is in debt. Them folks, listen, go to YouTube University. Watch some tutorials. Go to TikTok. Watch you some tutorials. Type in the hashtag what it is. Because I've been watching a lot of people. Y'all, and we're going to get it together. I promise. As you can see, I live in a loft. I know a lot of people have been saying that I got a nice space on the YouTube when I'm shooting. And I got this space because it made me feel creative. And if you watch the prison videos, this is actually where I had the set. The building that I wanted to get, for one, they did want too much, and then they wanted a 3 to 5 year contract because it was a commercial space building. And then I ran across this, and before I even put the set in here, I had already said to myself, I really like this. And once the set really wasn't doing what I expected it to do, I wanted to live here because I feel creative in here. A lot of y'all probably don't feel creative because of the space that you're in, the environment that you're in, the people that you're around. It could be something just as simple as the colors that you have in your home. It might be cluttered, or it might be too much noise, or it just doesn't have the aesthetic look that you want, and it keeps you from being creative. This makes me feel creative every morning when I get up. Back to the set thing too, let me explain something to you that I learned. People don't know how to cut their losses. People don't know how to cut their losses. A lot of people will start something and it may not be going the way that you expected it to go. And instead of cutting it off and stopping it before you put yourself into a hole, put yourself in debt, put yourself in a situation that it's going to be harder for you to get out of, a lot of people look at that and they think it's, they look at it as a loss, or they look at it as they didn't accomplish the goal. I didn't look at it like that. It's everything is an experience. If I decided to do it again, I'd do it a different way. But I realized I was going to be beating a dead horse if I kept trying to make it work the way I saw it was going to work. And just at that time, it might not have been the right season. And a blessing came out of it because I had my team. Everybody that you see on Traps, everybody that you see, if you see on my story or people that I'm kicking with, they like my family now. So the plus came out of it. We did do decent. I feel like we could have done 10 times. I feel like it should have done 10 times better, but if I decide to do it again, trust me, I'm gonna make it work. So I said all that to say this. If you're doing something and right now it's not working, it does not mean that it will not work for you. It will not, or it will not work. It just may not be that time. So cut your losses before you put yourself in a situation that's gonna be hard for you to get out of. Do it again another time. I'm gonna tell you something else I used to do. I used to write a lot. Like, I used to journal. Um, Life had done got to the point where it was like I wasn't having time to do the things that were therapeutic for me. And I started feeling some type of way about that. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna start back writing whenever I get the time. And when do you get the time? All the time. Because I've learned that people make time for people that they want in their life, and they make time for the things that they really want to do. Journal Journaling is something that I really want to do, so I'll make that time. I get up in the morning, I have a routine. I add it in my routine. After I get ready, after I get dressed in the morning, I don't know about you, I get up, I use the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth, check my phone, which I can take the time that I check all the apps and comments on my phone, which normally take about 15, 20 minutes. I can take that same time for journaling, sacrifices, and compromising. There's always slots somewhere where you can fit in those things that you used to do that you miss doing. And journaling is something that I started missing doing. So we back at it. What y'all think about this ugly vlog so far? I don't care nothing about the lighting. It's about the information. It's about the connection. It's about the people. It's about the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding. I understand the aesthetic look, but as of right now, we learning.